Later is from EYT Toastmasters Club. We have such a long time not seeing him, and he's a great supporter to our club. And please welcome Jeff Zhou.
Thank you. So I will try to not using the microphone. So can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I feel appreciated by you without using the microphone. First, long time no see, so good morning.
Good morning.
I'm so honored to serve the GE on this special day because 1 year ago, your club just set up, but now you already breakthrough and achieved a milestone. I'm going to set up a second club. Based on what I observed, in the future, I need to set up my comfort zone in order to accept the GE role because you guys perform so well. So give a big applause to your club. Personally, my comfort zone is a mental field. So if something I never done, I will feel fears and not be confident to do it. But 8 years ago, I joined Toastmaster and to train myself to speak in front of the public because I used to be shy. I used to be conservative because I'm a Taurus, so always scared to try new things. But I think I changed myself, always do something different. And 2 years ago, I did a half-course marathon because in my elementary school, I was weak in physical education subject, but I tried myself to break through. So even now alone, we all together to break through and set up our comfort zone. And the general evaluation session will go with first 3 individual speakers, and they will evaluate today's 3 prepared speakers. And then we'll have the language evaluator to comment on the language part. And then I will give my personal feedback on the meetings overall. And first one, we're so honored to have the second place winner at this past April Division N speech contest. And he's performed so well, so we're so honored to invite him, Mike Chen, to evaluate Dong Chen's speech. So let's welcome Mike.
I have to say, I enjoyed maybe 5 more minutes of the Dong's speech. She's doing very well. The first I like the speech is her sense of humor. At first, she talked about she possessed her driver's license for 30 years, but she is not good at driving. We all know that the driving skills is not different from possessing a license. It draws my attention. And the second part is her interaction with the audience. When she asked several questions about maybe her interest, maybe her driver's license, and her eye contact with us. I like that, and it's very natural and make me feel relaxed about her speech. And the second part is her structure, the story. At the beginning, or the story about her experience at work, or her experience, maybe she was not willing to bother somebody to drive her to some place. She felt very embarrassed, right? Everyone feels embarrassed if you always ask someone to help you, right? And it also drew my attention because this part of the story make me feel what her feel and make me think what she think. And the conclusion about the expiring part, she breaks through. Okay, she breaks through maybe her comfort zone, and she made it. And she can drive very well right now, and she will not going to bother someone again. Okay, and the fourth part of the story I like is she talked about the whole story that around her topics about about if you would like to do something well and you have to go out of your comfort zone. And the fifth one is her gesture and her smile is very sweet. I like that. And her confidence standing on stage and talk about her story. And her expression is very fluent. I like that. I can see she has practiced for several times, well, many times. I can see that she's doing very, very good. And if there's something that I can suggest you to improve is that you mentioned a sentence about, I said yes without any consideration. I will suggest you to use, I said yes without any hesitation, which means you made a decision immediately, right? Okay. Without hesitation, maybe it's better. And the second one is, when we stand on a stage, you walk for purpose. Maybe you change another paragraph, you change another mood, your emotion, then you change your path, your position. Okay. And the third one is maybe you can put more emotion on your negative part, like embarrassing part, like you're not going to embarrass someone or you feel embarrassed, then you can put more negative emotion on it. Okay. As a whole, I really like your speech, and you make a breakthrough in your driving, and maybe one day you can drive me to somewhere to eat. I can enjoy your trip. Thank you very much.
Thank you for wonderful evaluation. Next one, I would like to invite Cara. And Cara's comfort zone is always being with the family. So he want to challenge herself to always be with the Toastmaster and to be independent. And Cara will evaluate today's second speaker. So let's welcome Cara.
Jason, thank you for your share about your ideas about how to jump higher. To me, when I first see your topic from agenda, it really aroused my curiosity to hear more about your story. That is really nice. It's a good start to engage your audience. That is really fantastic. And I noticed you present your speech in a very vivid way. You use graph to explain your ideas, and you use your body language to squats to demonstrate how to jump higher. That is really amazing. And I also noticed that you stand on the stage with lots of movement, but in some point you will let your audience feel you are kind of nervous. So as your evaluator, I would like to hear your future speech with more vocal variety, because in this case, your audience can follow your story flow more effectively. And for some part I really like is that you use our slogan from our club to be your conclusion. That's really humorous. And for some humble suggestion, I would like to say that always remember to prepare your speech with opening body and conclusion. In conclusion part, you can repeat your core value from your speech, and you can prepare more for your speech, because on the stage you are very obvious that you are trying to think what is your next lines. So perhaps you can try to present your speech in front of the mirror, and that will really help to make your speech, make your presentation more fluently. Overall, to summarize, I really like your speech. You really engage your audience, and for some suggestion, I would like to recommend you to make more preparation for your body and opening and conclusion part. I look forward to see your future improvement. General Evaluator.
Next, we're gonna invite Elise, who has the comfort zone being a member within Toastmaster. And she just decided to be the leader of the second CHB club. So let's welcome Elise.
Well, congratulations, Anna, for completing your project too. And I really like your topic from what I learned from having a pet, because from your opening, to describe your cat, to describe how you made your rabbit and how the condition of your rat, how cute she is and how small she is. I think this is giving me a lot of picture of your rabbit, and in the end you give us the picture of your rabbit, and I can see there's a lot of people here have the same feelings, that it's like, oh, that's so cute. So I think I think you have the great opening that you get everyone's attention. So and your body part is very informative speech, because you tell us that the rabbit doesn't like eat carrot and need to drink more water. I think I shouldn't believe too much in fairy tale, because the fairy tale told us that the rabbit should eat carrot, and that would break in my impression. And from this part, it triggers everyone want to know more about your rabbit and how to care about a rabbit. And in the conclusion part, you talk about love and you talk about love and the patience that you learn from your pet. I think that's a very good conclusion, that because that is the meaning part of what you learn from having a pet. So all in all, I like your speech, because your speech have the good structure and you have your own style, the warming and the cute style. So here is my humble suggestions, that I can see that you have a good eye contact, but it's just in the middle eye contact. But in the back, we can see your eye contact, because sometimes I have the same feeling with you. I want to have the eye contact with you. and from you show us the pictures. I have to say that you just show this here, but the picture is very small, and I suggest you that you can go more back, that we can see clear of your rabbit. And this is all my suggestions. So thank you. Looking forward your further speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Elise. Next, we will have the language evaluation. We so honored to have another outstanding member within Toastmaster. She also got a place at the district speech contest. And her comfort zone is the line of knowledge she has. When it comes to the knowledge she already has, and she always can share a lot, but when the people are talking about something she doesn't know, or she has little knowledge, she will feel silent and awkward. And I believe she's expanding her knowledge and try to be socialized, so doesn't matter what topics there people talking about, he can always have the interaction with the people. So let's welcome Amanda to be the
Thank you, General Evaluator. So, language evaluation is where I observe all of the language usage throughout the entire meeting and provide you some of the words or some of the mistakes that we made and correct them so that we could better ourselves in the future. Now, my language evaluation is divided into 3 parts, namely pronunciation, grammatical mistakes, and good word usage that I've heard. Starting off with pronunciation. Somebody mentioned characteristics. So it starts with CH, but it's pronounced as characteristics. Grind, somebody mentioned grind, the teeth, it's grind with an I, grind the teeth. Somebody mentioned about race, but it was pronounced as rest. So rest in peace, rest. And race is totally different. So race with a long A, race, and rest. So sometimes the difference in English is like the long A or the short A, the long E or the short E. That makes a whole lot of different meaning when you pronounce it incorrectly. So somebody mentioned abandoned, but she pronounced it as abundant. So abundant means there's plenty. Abundant, A-B-U-N-D-A-N-T. Abundant. But then you want to say you throw her away, or the animal was left behind, was thrown away, was left to the streets, on the streets alone. So abandoned. Abandoned. Again, the long A and the short A. So moving on with the grammatical corrections. If you work with enjoyment, there's no, like joy is a noun on itself, in itself. So joy. If you work with joy, then things will follow through. Growing up, again, I grew up, if you're talking it in the past tense. Dolphin, I checked this one out. Dolphin without an E. Dolphin without an E.
Okay, good.
So each group's member does not let the other group hurt. Now the best thing about English is when you want to correct your English or you want to create a proper English, make sure you use an active voice. So active voice means the noun, the subject is always at the front. So here it's like each group's member does not let the other group hurt. So it's kind of in a passive voice. So to make it an active voice, please speak softly so that the other group members won't hear the message. So state the subject in the front so it will be more effective. Describe the sentence directly. I think he meant read the sentence. 0.1 versus 1 point. So there's a difference there. So 1 point. If you have to score 1 point. No. Now 1, 2, 3 began. I think a better word for that is start. Not began. Start. Just start. There will be a future. I think there will be a future is kind of sounds like a phrase rather than a complete sentence. So there will be a future for something, or there is a future for something. So it's a phrase. I said yes without any consideration. Eve pointed it out. Mike has pointed that out. I said yes without any hesitation, or I said yes without a second thought. It humiliated me. I think there's a difference between it humiliated me versus I felt humiliated. So it humiliated me means the person obviously or purposefully humiliated you. But I felt humiliated means that nobody humiliated you, but you just feel the shame inside. So there's a difference there. Next is when I saw her at first sight. So saw and at first sight is redundant. So it's either at first sight, then the next sentence, or when I saw her for the first time. Now, I take her to the park again, past tense took. If the weather is allowed, if the weather permits it. So allow and permit is different. So allow means there's the difference in the control. I feel relaxed about her speech. The better preposition for that is I felt relaxed towards her speech. Now, good word usage I've heard a lot. The place where you step out of your comfort zone is where the magic happens. How great is that sentence? I love that Alan says, fill in the vacancy or take on the vacant seats. Fill in the vacant seats. The hustle and bustle, the busyness of the streets. Now, the general manager versus the branch manager, this is something that's new to me. I think for me, it's like if you're a branch manager, then you're heading the branch. But you're the general manager, it's a big corporation. But then I checked on the internet. Sometimes if you have a large corporation, you can call branch managers as general managers as well. Now, I love that somebody mentioned rookie, so something who's new, someone who's new. He also mentioned hamstring, glute, and hips. So hips, glute is the muscle on your butt. Okay, it's not your butt, but it's the muscle on your butt, and the hamstring is the muscle behind your leg, okay? And I also love the word timid, nevertheless, the joy of giving. And if you feel dissatisfied with your life, dissatisfied or unsatisfied, I love the word possess. So instead of own a driver's license, possess a driver's license. So that's all for my language evaluation. Let's welcome back our general evaluator.
We are so blessed to have a professional LE. And before I'm providing my feedback, I would like to have the timer report from Tina. So maybe you can read for us.
Okay. Downjump, 5 minutes and 22 seconds.
5 minutes, 22 seconds.
Yeah, 22 seconds. Jason, yeah,
Jason, yeah.
7 minutes and 12 seconds.
7 minutes, 12 seconds.
Yeah. Anna Lin,
Anna Lee,
5 minutes and 50 seconds.
5 minutes, 50 seconds. 50 seconds.
Yes.
Okay, and table topics.
And Peter Huang, 1 minute and 26
1 minute, 26
seconds.
seconds.
Yeah. Louis Huang, 1 minute and 18. 18.
1 8.
1 8. Alan Go, 1 minute and 15. 15 minutes.
1 5.
1 5.
1 minute, 1 5.
Yeah.
Second.
Yeah. Andrew Lee, 1 minute and 14 seconds. Stephen Chu,
7.
1 minute and 35 seconds.
Okay.
Mike Chen, 3 minutes and 49 seconds.
Oh.
Carla Tai, 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Elise Lee, 2 minutes and 57 seconds.
Okay. So that's all for the timers.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Tina. And can I have the R counter report?
1,
Jason, yeah?
11. Yeah.
11.
Anna 3. Peter 2. Louis 3. Ellen 1. Andrew 2. 7 1. Mike 2. Carla 0.
Oh.
Really?
It is 1.
Good job, good job. Thank you for the ultimate report. Okay. I agree with the language evaluator today. What the magic happens. I feel so honored to observe what a good corporate club meeting performs. So I would like to thank Carol's son because she joined our meeting in the second half. But I guarantee you that in the first half they're doing so well. So we don't need to worry. Because based on what I observed, there's a lot of preparation. Because before I arrived, the menu, I already see something on the board. So it means that they arrived earlier and then try to write down on the board. So that took a lot of preparation. And also, in the variety session, they already prepared 2 cakes. And the variety session master prepared a list of positive sentences, inspire all the members right here. Even though we prepare the games by groups, but I think with the courage we involve, with the excellence we go further, there will be a future. Such good inspiring sentence came up, so I think they did a wonderful job for preparations. And I also observed the teamwork, because I observed when the Tina introducing the timer rule, our president Kara helped to raise up the flags, showing to the audience. I think that's the teamwork, also preparations. So wonderful job I observed. So I couldn't describe how I learned from the corporate club. So that's no wonder in 1 year, after 1 year, you already preparing, setting up a second club. So I think a lot of good supports from the top management. And also I think all the members already learn, are also self-motivated to do something. I think with the environment, you have all the energy and also the joy. Then I think the people will do it automatically without any the top management instructions or advice. You will do it by yourself. I think that's the best way to learn. And the environment, when the environment full of joy, then people will like to come, will retain with the club. So what a wonderful corporate club. And if I need to give some advice, I would just suggest that for the members who have less experience, even though you're doing some timer role or account role, you can still come forward to the stage, try to read what you capture. I think that's also give yourself an opportunity to perform on the stage in front of the public. I think that's also good preparation before you're doing a prepared speech. I think I would suggest that. Today we have 3 individual evaluators. They're all from CHB. They all gave very, very constructive advices. I agree with your advice for Dong Chen. I think her speech went very smooth and also inspiring. But I think what I agree with Mike, if you can add some frustration or embarrassment when you feel that you feel embarrassed being driven by your colleagues or young staff, then you feel that you need to learn how to drive. I think that will build up a big contrast with your speech, and then with more powerful, inspiring to the audience. I agree. But overall, I think you rehearsed a lot of times, so you spoke the perfect languages in your speech. So wonderful job. And for Jason, I think I was your first speech evaluator. I saw a good improvement from your speech, but I would suggest that you maybe need to control your nervousness, or maybe do some preparation or rehearsal and control your pace of your speech. I think if you can speak perfect, slow sentences and complete sentences, I think an audience will understand more about your speech. But I think I observed a lot of improvements, so I encourage you to do more preparation. And for Anna, I think also wonderful job for doing a speech. I agree with Alice's suggestions. I think perhaps you can share why you feel having a pet needs love and patience. I think you share some stories of or some habits of the rabbits. So maybe you share, when you're a rabbit, feel shy, and then you need to give your habit more love. Share some story related to the love and patience. And then I think that's the key message related to your speech and make your speech more powerful, more interesting. But overall, you did a wonderful job. And I don't know what to say. I think it's overall successful for meetings, and I'm sure that we can have a second successful club running very well. So that's my feedback for overall today. So back to the Jamie.